I don't know how we're gonna do this one, but I'm already committed. We're gonna figure it out together, and what happens happens. What's in the box? What's in the box? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of What's in the Box here on That Range Life, a channel sometimes about golf. Before we get started here, as usual, please go down below, hit like when you're already down there, do me that favor, give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and then hit the bell so you get notified every time we post a video. Of course, I am Bill Bush from DriveRangeHeroes.com, as the hoodie says. At Range Heroes on all of your favorite social media platforms. So this might be the biggest box. No. I had the Cobra unboxing in the gun case. That was awfully large and difficult to do. But the largest box I've had in the office / stew to unbox. I'm sitting slightly askew from my normal spot for this, but I can't even get the thing into frame. Here it is from Tour Edge. And I was thinking when I brought it in here, just have to slice it open and it flips. But that's not the case. It's just a giant box where you lift off the top. So we'll see what happens, okay? Bear with me. I may have to do some editing magic. It may be a disaster, but a lot of things in here, a lot of stuff to check out. So let's just get after it, see what happens, okay? All right. I know I always say cut away from myself, but look, there may be no problem. You know, I can't make any promises, and if something dangerous and bad happens, I guess my cell phone's right there. I'll call 911 or text my wife to come down and help me, to save me. So anyway, here we go. Bear with me. Can I tell you something bad's going to happen to me in this? We're almost there. How are we going to do this? I apologize if the echo's bad. We're all over the place. Not sure what the microphone's picking up. I'm really going to do my best. All right, we already had our first issue here, as I promised, but opening the box and what have you, I knocked the cable out of the microphone, so it stopped recording audio. Thankfully, really as far as I got was getting the top of the box off and down on the floor. There's a lot of paper, but there's a lot going on. These first things. Oh, look at that. See if I can get that there. The new hats with the new Tour Edge logo. They are slowly rolling out here. Those are pretty sharp. All right, we'll pop this one on. Look at that. Some new Tour Edge hats with the new logo. Pretty nice. Happy about. Really, thanks guys. These are sweet. Not related to this unboxing, but a few exotics hybrid adapters. Got a club project I need to do, so these guys help me out. Thanks, Tour Edge. Save those. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 golf clubs. These are the new Hot Launch 524 Metalwoods, okay? Let me figure out how I'm going to show these to you. I'm going to open up. I'll just fast forward to getting everything open. All right. Got everything open. I said I was going to talk drivers first, but instead I am going to talk about the clubs as a whole in the Hot Launch 524 series, and then I'm going to talk about the families individually, and I'll explain what that means in a minute. So first of all, the Hot Launch 524 line, I feel like I got to hold a club while I'm talking just to make it make sense and have it be comfortable. The Hot Launch 524 series, there's paper everywhere. Most technology they have ever put in the Hot Launch lineup. It's the 8th iteration of it, and far and away Haven't even hit one yet, but I can tell you it's going to be the best line yet. So there's a whole bunch of, as they put it, cascading innovations from the Tour Preferred Exotics brand into the 524 family. And what that means, technologies we've seen in the exotics, their top line, um, exotics lines have been Ridgeback, Diamond Face VFT, Riser Soul, Vibracore. All of those are now in the hot launch line. So let me explain what all those things are. First, you have Ridgeback, and Ridgeback is essentially a spine that runs from the front of the face around to the back of the club. I did give it a little nick on my desk here. Front of the face to the back of the club, and it stabilizes the head. Okay, so when it hits the ball at impact, the head doesn't really change its shape. It stays it change. I should say the shapes because it's in both of them. Doesn't change shape with that energy transfer. It stays more rigid, and that power goes right back into the ball to help give you a little more speed off the club face, a little more distance. Diamond face VFT. VFT standing for variable face thickness. You essentially have little diamond shapes of varying sizes and thicknesses behind the face of the club that act as like mini trampolines, give you a little bit of spring, also increasing the speed off the face for more distance. But it also helps you stay within the legal limits towards the toe and heel, so it'll be more forgiving on your miss hits. You won't lose as much speed, and therefore you won't lose as much distance. Makes a big difference. Love how it feels in previous exotics families. So really nice to have full-blown diamond face VFT in the hot launch series. Riser Soul on the bottom, so sort of similar to the spine on top, the ridgeback, but it creates a level of stability on the sole of the club, as well as lowering the center of gravity and helping to get a lower and deeper center of gravity, get that launch up, right? So you have that in both of the drivers, I believe in the fairway woods, some of the hybrids, but we'll dive into that more. So that makes its way to it, and then Vibracore, which is, how can I explain it? Essentially, how Tour Edge is controlling the sound of the clubs and giving you a more ideal tone at impact. So it's not super loud. It's not too metallic. It'll be a nice. I'm assuming. I have to find out when I hit these, but at least in the other in the exotics woods with Vibracore, dampens that sound, gives it a nice sort of crack to it, and there's carbon fiber. It looks like here, unless that's just no, I don't know if that is. I don't know. I have to look, but it feels like it, unless it's just matte finishes and they're tricking me here. But you get a nice crack, like a wooden baseball bat tone. That's really really nice. We'll see if that makes its way into the hot launch stuff as well. But in short, it's that way across the C series and the E series, and according to Tour Edge, it's by far the most technology they've ever packed into the hot launch lineup. I have to tell you, following how far hot launch has come in my time, covering Tour Edge, which is basically since we started this site, or the drivingrangeheroes.com website, I should say, it has really, really come a long way. They were always sort of good high quality value clubs aimed for the golfer, just looking for something forgiving, easy to hit, not spending a bunch of money. But looking at here, I have the C524 driver in hand, and it really reminds me of the C722 exotics lineup. And I mean, I played that driver in my bag. It was fantastic. I still play the hybrid. Fairway woods are really good, and these are very reminiscent of it. So that's pretty tough to beat at this point in the market, I'm just gonna say. So let's dive into a little bit more about what makes them different. The C series is your more competitive spec for the more discerning golfer who likes a traditional classic shape. Is looking for a high MOI, so wants a stable club head, some forgiveness, but easier launch. You get the ball up in the air, but still, can get the club around a bit. Doesn't need as much help. That's where the C series comes in. The E series, driver through hybrid, is going to have a super shallow face, really, really low, deep center of gravities to help get that ball launching in the air with ease. So higher, higher launch, probably a little bit higher spin to hold the ball in there. More forgiving, more helpful. More, there's gonna be offset in them to take the right side out of the game a little bit more for you. Um, so E series is definitely E standing for extreme game. I think extreme game improvement is fair to say, but it's the extreme forgiveness. That's what the E is supposed to mean. And they have something called the Houdini Soul that is I'll show that a little bit later, but it's like a pyramid shape to give you that a lower and deeper center of gravity, a rounder, I guess, bottom to the face, so there's less to interact with the turf, and you get a little more help and less friction through the ball. So that's how they differ, right? C series is your competitive spec, more traditional. E series is extreme forgiveness, and it's helping you out a lot more. Okay, so let's talk about the C524 series. The driver is available in 9 degrees, 10.5 degrees, 12 degrees. The fairway woods, I'm gonna tell you, this driver is really, really, really slick. I'm excited to hit this. The fairway wood, so same thing. It's pretty reminiscent of the 522 or 722 series of stuff. More in line with, I would say, the E722, and really the only difference in those were it was a little bit of a larger head, had the rear center of gravity, whereas the C series has a forward center of gravity. So this is why I say it's really kind of like the E722, but really nice profile. I'd say medium face depth. So this one's still gonna want to help get the ball up in the air and have a higher MOI for a fairway wood. Again, you have that ridge back, riser sole, all of those things, but available in a 15-degree 3 wood, 17-degree 4 wood, 19-degree 5 wood, and a 22-degree 7 wood. C524 fairway wood. And then you have the hybrid. So they say this is the C524 is inspired by the C722 exotics hybrid, but to me it's a little more reminiscent of the E722. It's kind of mini fairway wood size, but it's more if relatively speaking, it is a little more compact. Again, you have your ridge back. You have what looks pretty riser solely on the sole, but again, medium face depth, but a really good looking shape. More in line, I'd say, for the more discerning player. Looking for that a little easier launch, but can play a little bit. So that's your C series. Right-handed only on the C series. All right, we can only get the C series in right-handed, and then you have moving on to the E series, the E524. Now, again, extreme game improvement here. These are really to help you get that ball up in the air, get it carrying, low, deep center of gravity, that Houdini sole we talked about. Okay, this little like pyramid here, you can see on the face that it gets a little lower in the center, so you almost have like a point here. But otherwise, all that same technology is in here. There's definitely more offset, easy launch, quote unquote anti-slice. That's what we're going for in the E series. Going to the fairway wood, same thing. It's actually a really good looking profile. The biggest difference I think you see here, it's a super shallow face. You have the Houdini sole again for that really low and deep center of gravity and high MOI, and you have offset. So again, we're trying to take as much of the right side of the course out of play here. Anti-slice, that's what we're going for. Super forgiving. People are going to really find this easy to hit if they struggle with a fairway wood. And then, last but not least, the E524 hybrid. Once again, Houdini sole, all the same things we've talked about. You can really see the low peak. Low peak, does that make sense? A low point, though, in the leading edge of the club that Houdini sole provides. It's an anti-right hybrid again. super easy to launch in the air. That's what we're going for here. Obviously, we'll find out what it actually does. But if history has proven anything, maybe I can pop a card in here where Chris and I did a hot launch match a couple iterations ago, and we talk about the difference between the E series and C series and what we saw. But these things were super easy to get off the ground and carrying. Let's go through lofts and what have you with that. The driver, 10.5 degree, 12 degree. Then they have what they call high launch, 15 degree option in the driver. And you can get the driver in 10.5 degree left-handed. Fairway woods, we have a 16 degree 3 wood, 20 degree 5 wood, 23 degree 7 wood, 9 wood, 25 degrees. Let me see. I'm going to check my note. And an 11 wood, 27 degrees. So an 11 wood, fairway wood. All right. This is old school. You used to be able to get like persimmons going all the way through up to like sand wedge in wood. So that's pretty cool. You can get an 11 wood E524. 3, 5, and 7 available in left-handed. Hybrids available in a 3 hybrid, 19 degree, 22 degree 4 hybrid, 25 degree 5 hybrid, 28 degree 6 hybrid, and all of them are available in left-handed. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm really excited about these. The hot launch series on paper has never been this good. I think people are going to be super impressed with them. And the bang for your buck. Customizations and fittings are available on these. And by customizations, I mean, you can get fit for different flexes, different lengths, figure out what loft you need, things like that. It's not a whole bunch of shaft options, but there is customization available. Drivers, both of them, $249.99. Fairway woods, $169.99. Hybrids, $149.99. You will be very hard pressed, and I haven't even hit any of these yet, to find a better value in golf clubs right now. So definitely go check them out. I can't wait to get hitting these, and we'll get videos up here, of course. I'll get reviews on the website. Shout out to Tour Edge for sending these over. Shout out to Tour Edge for the new hats. Love the new logo. And stay tuned. We'll get stuff here soon. All right. Don't forget, go subscribe below. Hit the bell so when we do post that video, you'll know about it. Go follow me over at Range Heroes, all those things. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging with me. I know this was a long one. We'll see you next time.